I'm Vanessa.
Hi, I'm Ray,
And we are Orderly. And today we're going to be sharing what to look out for when buying organizing products.
Yes. So I think a lot of people when they go shopping, right, they just buy based on feeling.
Yeah. So just,
Look nice.
this looks like it will be great to organize my makeup products. Let's just buy it. And then they go home and then it doesn't fit or not big enough. Or actually when I use it, not great. Yeah.
So I think what the message behind all this is that, you really need to know your intention, right? What are you trying to organize? If you don't know what you're trying to organize, then don't buy the product first. Like, it's not going to run away. Yeah, sometimes out of stock, but I'm sure other outlets may have, So really don't rush into buying the products. Really know what you're trying to organize first. Because, for example, for makeup, just using makeup as an example, right? There's so many different sizes, right? And there could be like you might need something taller for, say, like eyeliners. You may need something like broader, a bit more wider for, say, palettes. And you may need something different entirely for skincare. And are you going to put it all at the same place? You don't know. So you really need to know exactly what you're trying to organize first before you buy the product.
And I also plan out your space and think about like what should go where before you actually think about the products. So after you plan out your space, next thing to do is to measure it. Yeah. So make sure you measure, take into account things like the hinges, right? Things that people normally forget. If you're measuring under the sink, then you have complications like the piping, right?
That one is quite tricky to measure.
Yeah.
But
Actually, it takes a lot of math, no? On our part, right?
a lot of visual estimation in our head. Yeah. But typically we go like height, width, and depth. So when you measure, have all those measurements ready, and we like to just take a photo and then just draw. I like to draw on the photo itself so that when I bring it to the store to see, I actually can also visualize whether or not that product would look nice or would match. But at the same time, as we talk about this, it's also highlighting that, yes, measurements are important, but it's also virtually quite impossible to maximize all angles, right? Like height, width, and depth most of the time.
Yeah, when it happens, it's like a dream scenario. Then the angels sing. Right, but very rarely do we actually get to maximize every single dimension.
Usually you can maximize 2 out of these 3 measurements. So we always have clients asking us, oh, but what about this base here? It's not maximized or not optimized. How? Then I'm like, I'm sorry,
choice.
it's based on experience and what we know of. It's really very hard to find something that's so custom unless you want to make it custom lah, like by an interior designer or something. Yeah. So
after you have your measurements, next thing to do is to think about your organizing style as you're buying products. So think about what suits you. Whether you are a more visual or hidden organizer. So if you're more visual, then buy something transparent. If you're hidden, then buy something opaque. Right? And if you're micro or macro, also same thing. So if you're macro, buy something bigger or like split things up into fewer categories. If you're more micro, then you need things with more dividers inside that product, maybe.
Yeah, and I love like dividers that are adjustable, like what we're holding on here right now.
One of our favorite products.
Yeah, because I'm very micro, I like to subcategorize everything, right? But you can actually adjust the dividers, and there are actually a lot out there in the market that have adjustable dividers, and you just need to know which ones actually fit in the space that you're trying to organize. Yeah.
But again, to keep in mind that if you're living with other people, then we might have to default back to the default organizing style, which is visual and macro.
Correct.
So something clear and bigger.
Correct.
I think some other things to take note of when we buy products are also looking at the product itself. Things like the corners, are they tapered?
Yeah.
Because the tapered ones are so annoying, right?
So like when they have like a little slant at the base,
yes.
right? And I think the products are designed this way so that it's stackable.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's good for shipping, but it's not good for using, right?
Because we actually lose out quite a bit of space.
Yes, and then sometimes you have square boxes.
Yeah.
Then the square boxes don't fit nicely in the tapered box because then you have a bit of a space on the sides and things like that.
And also even corners. So whether or not the corners are like right angled like this
or
rounded corners. So of course rounded corners you do lose out a little bit on the space. And angled corners are a lot better. Next, also would be if the product has a lot of holes, like
Yeah.
mini little squarish or like roundish holes that look kind of like a basket. Those we typically don't recommend using because they trap a lot of dust, and yes, you can like wash it lah, but most people don't wash.
Yeah.
So we try to not get those kind. Yeah. And also I think the feel of the material.
Yes.
Yeah. So really whether or not it's like a soft plastic or like a hard plastic, because from our suppliers we learned that there's like so many different kind of plastics out there. And also just by experience we've encountered plastic that warps really easily. Yeah. And there are plastics that are a lot firmer and they really stand the test of time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's about it for today. And next week we're going to be talking, not next week, but next episode we're going to be talking more about the places that we love shopping from.
Yes, I think we'll be very excited to share about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
thanks
stay
for
tuned.
listening. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Bye.